Hey everyone, this is Randy, the Free Spirit Oracle. Welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be about the 2020 energies and a pick a card for what 2020 has in store for you. But first, I just wanted to talk about some of the major themes that a lot of us are going to be dealing with, that I feel some keywords that are coming through are expansion, and this is expansion in every sense of the word. It's going to be different for a lot of people. This could be expansion in your career, expansion in your services, expansion in your knowledge, expansion in your family, expansion in adventure. Maybe for some of you, you feel like wanting to travel, wanting to learn new things, really stretching outside of your comfort zone this year. And then, so also security and stability. 2020 is in numerology, it's a universal 4 year, and number 4 is all about stability and solid foundations. And I really feel like, if you felt challenged and like things were just falling apart and not really going your way, or maybe that you thought that you would expect them to go, in 2018, 2019, that sort of thing. Sometimes things have to fall apart in order to be rebuilt on a more solid foundation, finding out who you truly are, what you truly like, and what truly makes you happy in life, and build upon that. And the next theme we have is detachment. I feel like for a lot of us, we have been practicing this detachment. We've all been learning lessons in detachment big time in 2019, and I feel like this is a theme that will carry on throughout 2020 and for a few years beyond. Major lessons in detaching and just kind of being open, to all possibilities and not attaching to, one, one direction or one path, or things have to be this way, just really kind of letting go and flowing and just be like, yeah, this is happening now, and it'll happen, it'll come to me, or it won't, and that's okay type of energy. And people coming out of our, going out of our lives, and allowing, new energies to come in, and things of that nature. So, and I also feel this sense of fearlessness in 2020. I feel like a lot of us have really shed a lot of fears and overcome a lot in 2018, 2019. And we're really going into 2020 with this courageous energy, this fearlessness, this I can do anything, and all is possible, and just this self-belief that what we know deep down inside, that's what we're going to go for, and we're not going to hold back or be held down by any fears that we may have had, and we're not going to allow other people's opinions or fears to be projected onto us. Okay, so next I have alignment. I feel like this is going to be definitely a year where we are really aligning to our highest potential. We are aligning to our soul's mission and our soul's purpose, and we are really aligning to what is best for us. And also boundaries. Boundaries, we're really, I feel, tested about boundaries, in 2019. And I feel like that's just going to be a theme that's going to continue in 2020 and also in the years beyond 2021, 2022. Yes, is boundaries, asserting our boundaries with others and with ourselves and with each, up level on our journey, kind of just examining our boundaries and placing new boundaries where needed, that type of thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and get on with the reading. So this is pile 1. And so for pile 1, the card is change is always good. And for pile 2, I go where you go. And for pile 3, you needn't worry. Okay? So go ahead and pause the video if you need more time to pick a pile. And I'm going to go ahead and get on with the reading. Hey, pile 1, if you chose change is always good, this message for 2020 is for you. Okay, so change is always good. I feel like Spirit is saying, maybe you've been afraid of change in the past, and change is really nothing to be feared about. Change is always good, and the change that's coming in 2020 is a good, positive change. You may have been feeling like things are changing or that something maybe is happening, and you are right. You are to trust what you are feeling, but this is not to be feared. This is in your best interest. This is for your highest good. That's what I feel like Spirit is saying here. So change is always good. And that's my phone ringing. Hold on. Okay, so let's see some major themes for 2020 for you. Okay, so we have doubt and discipline. Doubt, I release the need to know all the answers, and discipline, I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Okay, so I feel like Spirit is saying to release those doubts that you have and have more confidence in yourself and more discipline. I feel like Spirit is saying for 2020 to release those doubts and fears and have more confidence in yourself and really dedicate and discipline yourself towards accomplishing some of these goals that you have for 2020. Things will be changing, and it's okay, and you can trust yourself in this process, and you can accomplish whatever that you set your mind to. Believe in yourself and believe in the direction that you're going in. Believe in the guidance that you're receiving, and it is to be trusted. Let's see what else are some major themes. Okay, yes, stepping into power. You are strong beyond measure. Okay, so for 2020, I feel like Spirit is saying that, yes, to believe in yourself, you are stepping up into your power, to take your power back. You are strong. You really need to assert yourself in 2020. And also to sort of, give yourself a break and don't be so hard on yourself. Take breaks to recharge. You don't always have to go, go, go to achieve your goals. There are going to be times when you need to pause. And there are going to be times to take action. Okay, so I feel like Spirit is saying for 2020, that'll be a major theme for you, and learning, when you need to take a break to recharge and to, revise anything, and then knowing when to take action as well. Okay, what else? So we have the 4th house, roots. Okay, so changes to the home renovations, buying or selling a home, additions to the home as in children or animals, changes in the home, possibly establishing a home-based business to be with your family more. Okay, so maybe a change in the family dynamic. Maybe you are learning to assert yourself more with a partner or with your children, but in a healthy way, like in an emotionally mature way, where you're staying in your power and you are not getting overly emotional about things. But I am also getting like this, trying to establish a home-based business for yourself, and really stepping into your power as a leader, as a, business-minded person, an entrepreneur, really believing in what you're doing and that this is the right direction for you as well as your family. And running a home-based business, it does take lots of discipline, and stepping out into your own and doing your own thing, there are lots of doubts that come up with that, But Spirit is saying, to be strong. You are strong, and to really believe in yourself this year. Okay, so the Moon card says release fears that hold you back. Okay, so Spirit is saying, like what I channeled earlier, release those doubts and fears and believe in yourself. And also, I feel like maybe in 2020 for you, if things aren't coming together like you had planned, I feel like, Spirit is saying with these cards that came out is that there's more going on than you are able to see and know right now, and that if something isn't working out, there's a reason for it. And it doesn't mean that you are on the wrong path or that you need to give up. But it just means that it's not your time, or that there's a deeper meaning why things aren't working out the way that you had hoped or the way that you had planned. And Spirit has something much better in store for you. Okay, so plans may need to be revised every now and then in 2020. This is what that Seven of Air is saying, plans that need revision, and it's right underneath the card of take a break. Okay. So, and also events behind the scenes. So there's more going on than meets the eye. And to really tune into your intuition in 2020. I feel like really staying connected with your intuition is going to really help you further yourself along and more quickly in your endeavors and whatever you're trying to do. Okay, yes, this is amazing, Scorpio. Okay, so you're going through a transformation in 2020. You're releasing those fears and those doubts that have been holding you back and keeping you small, and you're really stepping into your power in 2020. Okay, this does take discipline, dedication, focus, and really like going within and checking in with yourself and having a strong connection with your intuition during this process. Okay, so let's see what else is coming through. Time for a deep dive. Yes, exactly. Okay, so yes, you're going to be going through a major transformation in 2020. This is also, your ancestry. The fourth house is your family background. So possibly healing generational karma as well. May be coming up for you in 2020. You could spend a good part of the year doing that. And that really does change the energy in your family line. Okay, so this is for what you need to surrender to or release in 2020. And we have surrender your desire to control people. Being over-controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. Okay? And surrender to your full power. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. Okay, exactly what I was saying earlier, especially with the stepping into power card. And again, back to what I was saying, changing the energy dynamic in the family, you know, asserting yourself maybe with a partner or with your children, but in a emotionally healthy way, okay? Not in a controlling or manipulative way. I feel like there's really going to be a release of self-limiting beliefs and fears and doubts that you've carried with you. Maybe you haven't been aware of, that have been really affecting you and holding you back and you know, keeping you small, keeping you quiet. So I feel like for those of you who chose number 1, change, transformation, healing, and empowerment is going to be huge for you in 2020. Some of you may be fire signs: Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, and some of you may be Scorpio. There's also another snake here, and there are snakes in this Scorpio card, and snakes to me are always representative of transformation, of shedding skin. Okay? And, you know, stepping into your power, taking the lead in life, being loyal to your spirit, to your dreams, I feel are going to be important for you in 2020. Okay, what are some prosperity messages? Focus on your priorities. Where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. Your priorities are calling to you, which may produce a feeling of anxiety unless you give them the time and attention they and you deserve. Even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities will help you feel better and more confident. Okay, so you know, with this controlling card, maybe there's some like codependent kind of energies happening or that have played out in your life in the past. And so I feel like 2020 is really, I feel like Spirit is calling for you to, you know, focus on yourself, focus on empowering yourself, focus on developing yourself and self-growth, and focusing on your priorities, your dreams, and your goals. You know, maybe in the past you've sacrificed yourself a bit to please others, or, you know, been hyper-focused on the problems or the issues that other people have, or, you know, just kind of being burdened with their energy. And so I feel like Spirit is saying for 2020 to really draw your energy back to yourself, inwards, and focus on you and focus on growth and development for yourself. So we also have, when I introduce joy to a situation, I change the vibrational frequency of what's happening around me. Yes, so true. Okay, focusing on what brings you joy in your life. Focusing on doing those things that bring you joy, you know. And what else? Okay, mending, yes. Definitely 2020 is going to be a year of healing for you, healing your relationships, and, you know, possibly healing your perspective about money and work, okay, and shifting into more of an abundance mindset, and really focusing on what you're passionate about and brings you joy and happiness, and that you can, you know, be successful in doing what brings you joy, and being successful with your passion. Okay, yes, really healing that mindset around money, changing your perspective to an abundance mindset. You know, 2020 is going to be a big year for you for, you know, forgiving yourself and forgiving others as well. And just being more receptive, you know, to allowing abundance in your life. Okay, and healing that relationship and healing that perspective that you may have towards, you know, making money. You don't have to work as hard as you may think you do, and it doesn't have to be a struggle for you, and you can do what you love and be successful. Okay, and so that's all I'm getting for pile number 1. I wish you all the best in 2020. And so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I make 2 to 3 new videos every week. Thank you so much for your time, energy, and support. Bye. Hey, pile number 2, if you chose I Go Where You Go, this message is for you. And so for 2020, I feel like Spirit is saying, I go where you go. You are divinely guided always, in all ways. And Spirit is everywhere, always with you. You're never alone. Okay. So let's see what some major themes for you are going to be in 2020. We have success and we have fear. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So both these cards are a reference to love. So where there is fear, there cannot be love. And where there is love, there cannot be fear. Spirit is saying to release those fears, and you will be successful in doing what you love. Truly have faith in yourself and in Spirit for where you're being guided towards. Okay, what else? Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Okay, so I feel like maybe Spirit is saying that you need to do more of what you love, sort of dance with life, be in the flow. Don't hold yourself back. Start saying yes to yourself. If you feel guided to go somewhere or to try something new, don't talk yourself out of it. Go with it. You may end up being really good and really liking it, and it could take you in a different direction. Explore yourself, explore your surroundings. Yeah, start doing different things that, you never thought you'd be interested in, or maybe that you don't think you'd be very good at, like, I don't know, a cooking class or something like that, or just trying different things on your own. Maybe even taking a dance class. Maybe you secretly want to be a dancer. Okay, or like a Zumba class or something like that. Unknown territory. You are exactly where you need to be. Okay, yeah, Spirit is guiding you. And Spirit really wants you to trust where Spirit is leading you in 2020. It is unknown territory. It is going to be unfamiliar. It may be challenging. You may have some fear, but to work through it and to know that everything that's happening is, and everything that has happened has placed you exactly where you are, exactly where you need to be. You are exactly where you need to be. Trust that. Trust the guidance that you're receiving. And always trust that you're divinely guided. Okay, part of fortune increase. This is a very positive card. Very positive for 2020. Spirit is leading you to success. Spirit is leading you to fated events. 2020 is going to be very synchronistic and serendipitous for you. You're going to be at the right place at the right time. Okay, and I feel like things are just going to line up for you. Like I said, it may be challenging because it is the unknown. It's not what you're used to. You're taking on new things, going to new places, okay, but don't give up. Don't give up any challenges you face. Observe and look at it with from a higher perspective. Nurture yourself. Nurturing yourself is going to be really big for you in 2020, especially through these challenges. Okay, have compassion for yourself. Take time out for yourself if you're feeling overwhelmed. I feel like 2020 is going to be a year of self-mastery for you, a year of learning new things, a year of maybe really keeping to yourself while you're learning these new things. Okay, what else? Okay, again with the challenge, creates tension, stalls, sounds the alarm, motivates, pressures into, frustrates, demands, struggles. Okay, so yes, I feel like Spirit is saying here, if you are going through some of these challenges that you'll be going through is, it's for your growth. It's really to push you outside of your comfort zone. This is sort of like a tough love type of thing from Spirit. It's really to motivate you and to push you in your highest potential. Okay. So, exactly. If you feel like you're going through a challenging time, trust that you are exactly where you need to be. Okay, it's going to be unfamiliar. It's going to be challenging. If you're trying something new, you are not going to be the best at it right away. Okay, nurture yourself through challenging times. Nurture yourself when you're learning something new and really kind of dedicate yourself in that learning, and it will lead to success. It will lead to you overcoming these fears and falling in love with life again and feeling really good about yourself. It's going to be a very empowering year for you in 2020. Yes, be courageous and believe in yourself. These challenges are to motivate you and to push you into your highest timeline, I feel. Okay, truth transcends illusion. Yes, and remember to be honest with yourself. Don't lie to yourself, telling yourself that you aren't good enough or doubting yourself. That's an illusion. That's lying to yourself, okay? So tell the truth. Be honest with yourself. I'm learning something new. I'm not a failure. I'm learning right now. I learn from my mistakes. And this is number 22, which is a master number, and it's the master teacher. Okay? Maybe you're life path 22. You might also be an earth sign or a fire sign. Virgo. I always associate Virgo with this card. Virgos are very hardworking. They love to learn. They love to serve others. Okay, and what do you need to surrender to or release in 2020? Surrender your ego, cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. Okay, and I was just saying serving others, wasn't I? And surrender to sleep and rest to prevent burnout. Slow down, honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. Yes, so again, being honest with yourself. Don't push yourself, to the limit. and be honest with yourself when you need sleep, when you need rest. Tell others what you need. Okay, don't push yourself to make other people happy. And again, so this is underneath that Queen of Pentacles card. So nurturing yourself, having compassion for yourself. Okay. So, and what's next is prosperity messages. Face your financial fears. When you are honest with yourself about fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realize that you in fact have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled with and released these self-doubts. Okay, major theme for you in 2020. Facing your financial fears, releasing the fears of success, the fears of failure. Okay, this is the message that first came out. Good things are coming to you. Believe in yourself. Just because you're going through a challenging time doesn't mean that you're a failure or a mess up or that you're wrong, okay? Good things are coming to you. 2020 feels great. I don't have to fear my fear. I can use it as a way to get closer to love. Wow. Hey, yes. Okay, yes. Your ego is really being loud with you. Your ego is holding you back and is telling you all these fears. You can't do this. You're no good. You won't be good at this. It's too late for you. Stuff like that. Okay, those are all lies. And you kind of have to flip the script on what your ego is telling you and just be like, no, ego, that's not true. I am worthy of success. I am learning from my mistakes. I am new at this. It's okay. Things of that nature, really kind of help to like quiet the ego and turn your ego from your inner critic to your ally. Okay? So, yeah, some of you may be Virgos out there, getting strong Virgo energy. Really focus on releasing and overcoming these fears and really getting to the root of where these fears are coming from. Sometimes saying them out loud, just like hearing them or dissecting them, picking them apart a little bit, can really bring your awareness to that you're kind of making them bigger than it really is, and that, if you do this or put yourself out there doing that, it's really not as bad as what you fear could happen, or whatever the situation is for you. And fork in the road. Okay, yeah, so these fears can have made you feel stuck from, taking a clear direction in your life. And I feel like for 2020, Spirit is really with you, guiding you, pushing you into your highest path, and to really trust that, and really and to take time out for yourself to cultivate your intuition, to get to the bottom of your fears and to overcome them. and just to face them. And once you face them, you'll realize that, you know, it really isn't that bad. And things of that nature. So I feel like for pile number 2, you're really going through a positive transformation. For the year 2020, you'll be really facing your fears and overcoming them and trying new things. And so 2020 feels really good for you. Just have faith in yourself, have faith in spirit that things are working out for your highest good. And to believe in yourself, have compassion for yourself, and be honest with yourself, okay? So that's all I'm picking up for pile number 2. Thank you so much for your time, energy, and support. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I make 2 to 3 new videos every week. Thank you so much. Hey, pile number 3. So if you chose You Needn't Worry, this message is for you for 2020. So Spirit is saying with You Needn't Worry is that you needn't worry. Everything is working out for your highest good. If things aren't working out for you, it's not meant for you. And that something better is meant for you. And to not worry about things not happening. Because what you know deep down in your heart is meant to happen. And it's meant to be for you. It's to not worry, and it's always it will what's meant for you will never pass by you, okay? Okay, so some major themes for you for 2020 is death and service. Okay, so death. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. Okay, so I'm feeling like this is like a death of, you know, the ego. This is major transformation in 2020. Wow, the past 2 piles also had major transformative energies. I feel like this is really going to be a theme that continues for the next few years as well. Okay, but anyways, for pile number 3, I feel like Spirit is saying that, you know, what is ending in your life is being replaced by something better. There are cycles that happen in life, and death is really a rebirth. Okay, just like it says on the card, endings are really new beginnings. And this could be a death of the ego, you know, the death of the old self, the selfishness, the service to self, because we also have service. So I feel good when I can help others. Okay, so I feel like for 2020, you've gone through a transformation and you are beginning to step into this new position and serving, being more of service to others. Okay, and you needn't worry about the changes that you're going through. Okay, what else? Mirror, who or what is triggering you? And choosing your path. All is possible. Okay, so who or what is triggering you? Your triggers are your teachers. So in 2020, Spirit is saying it's going to be a year of reflection and also of being mindful of what triggers you, why it triggers you. It's going to be a year of healing those triggers. Your triggers are there to teach you, to help you learn more about yourself and about others, to accept yourself, to accept others, because what triggers you is something within you. It's like an unhealed aspect of yourself. It's something that, it's like the universe pointing out to you, something within you that you need to acknowledge and accept and love and give yourself some compassion, and also to learn to accept others and, other situations and stuff like that. Your triggers are your teachers. And your triggers trigger you for a reason. They trigger you into healing yourself and to accept yourself and love yourself, which is all a part of healing. Sagittarius, I see. So you could be a Sagittarius or have a lot of Sagittarius in your birth chart. But Sagittarius is the sign of higher knowledge, of learning, of wisdom, of expansion and adventure. Of spirituality. So Spirit is saying in 2020 for you, it's really going to be a year of self-discovery, of expanding your awareness of yourself and this world. Maybe in the past, you've been focused on this certain direction that you're trying to go in, and Spirit is redirecting you and trying to get you to expand your perspective and to get you to realize that all is possible, because we have this choosing your path card. It says all is possible, and then we have the Four of Water, and it says missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. Okay, so it's like this little mermaid here is looking down and is looking down at these three little cups, and there's this one huge glowing cup that they're just not seeing. Okay, so Spirit is really trying to get you to expand your perspective and pulling you in a different direction, I feel. To really review all your options, possibly to make do with what you have, like using your current resources and being really creative with what you have and starting with what you have is what I'm getting. Okay, so yes, Spirit for 2020 is really getting you to go in the direction of your soul's purpose, to find true fulfillment for yourself, and what is truly fulfilling for yourself, helps you be more of service to others. Okay, so you may have felt like you've missed out on an opportunity in the recent past, or maybe things aren't working out like you've hoped, but that's because Spirit is redirecting you into your highest potential, into your destiny, into your soul's purpose. And Spirit is trying to get you, for 2020, is getting you to heal from your karma and release that karma, which is the Death card, and really come into your Dharma, which is your North Node, and it typically involves service to others. Okay, it involves service to others. It's where you find true fulfillment and happiness. It's your purpose. You wake up in the morning and you feel purposeful. You feel happy and fulfilled, and your life has meaning, and life does have meaning, and Spirit is showing that to you in 2020. And I see, okay, you see, you are going to see in 2020. Okay, what else? What do you need to surrender to? Right? Is that the cards? Oh, no. Okay, time to let go. Yes, exactly. You may have been holding on to a particular dream, or just maybe too many attachments. And it's really time to let go and go into a new direction. And like what this card says, open your eyes to all the possibilities. I believe, that's similar to what I channeled in the beginning. You needn't worry, because if something isn't working out for you, it's possible that it's not meant for you, and something better is coming for you. Something better. You're meant for something greater. You might be keeping yourself too small, and Spirit is like, no, dream bigger. You're here, you're meant to do great things and to be of service to others, not service to your ego. Okay, it's time to let go, and what is meant for you won't pass you by. Okay, what do you need to surrender to or release in 2020? Surrender your fear of change. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always, whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death. Repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. So again, another reference to death. Some of you might be afraid of dying. And this fear of death can really cause people to make decisions that are really not in their best interest, and not really in the best interest of others. And in all honesty, death is simply a rebirth. Our true essence, our soul, is eternal. Our soul is limitless. We are simply here having a human experience. We are souls having a human experience. We are here to learn, to grow, to have joy, to step into our purpose, to expand. Okay, this earth plane is a learning experience. Okay, and then we have surrender, unhealthy relationships. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. Okay, so in 2020, Spirit is saying to let go of relationships that don't serve you. Okay, it could also be an unhealthy relationship that you have with yourself, unhealthy thought patterns, unhealthy mindset. Friends that always try to drag you into their drama, or they just never have anything positive to say, or that really don't bring any kind of uplifting energy to your life. It's really time to let those people go, to let those situations go, even toxic situations like a toxic career, something that you just dread doing. You dread waking up in the morning and having to go and do this job that you don't like. It's sucking your energy. It's not fulfilling. Okay, it's time to let those go, and it's time to fulfill your purpose. And if you have toxic people in your life, it's really time to let them go, because you are elevating, you are ascending. And if they are not growing with you, they are not going with you. And it's time to cut them loose. Okay. So let's see what the prosperity message is for you for 2020. Take a divinely guided chance. All positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk, and you are ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories. As you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar but no longer appropriate for you, you make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. Okay, so this is your prosperity and abundance message for the year 2020. It's going to be all about taking a divinely guided chance. Spirit is directing you towards your destiny, and I feel like this is going to be something brand new. Sagittarius is also an adventurous and a risk-taking energy, very spiritual. This could be in a direction of spiritual teaching, of gaining more spiritual knowledge, expanding your consciousness, things of that nature. And then we also have, I heal the habit of fear and I embrace the habit of love. Okay? So 2020 is a very transformative year for you as well. Releasing those fears, healing those triggers, and no more holding yourself back from your highest path, from what's really meant for you. And a change in the wind reverse. Okay, so yeah, and these are changes that are completely out of your control. They are divinely guided. And this has to do with divine timing. I feel like this is possibly a spiritual awakening, and it's going to completely change your life. You're going to completely go in a totally different direction from what you ever thought possible for your life. Okay, well, that's all I'm getting for pile number 3. I wish you all the best in 2020, and it looks like you'll be going through some changes for your highest good. Very positive changes, very positive things happening for you in 2020, okay? If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I make 2 to 3 new videos every week. Thank you so much.